Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
Chevrolet Trax
Active without launch control. Brake boost. Ooh.
tire squeal, baby.
I got traction control off.
Can't spell Trax without traction control.
We can have a whole conversation while I'm still accelerating barely. Not the fastest.
Horsepower and torque.
137 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque from a turbo 1.2 liter 3-cylinder.
This is the Chevrolet version of the Buick Envista that I really liked.
Yes, so it's the same platform, same car, totally different shape, different price point, and I actually like this a lot more than the Buick.
And this is still front-wheel drive only.
That's right, so we got a ton of room back there. We don't have a transmission tunnel. I fit behind myself at 6'1.5". I've got my child seat back there, fits no problem, and this has been completely stretched from the previous generation of Trax, and it also looks a lot better.
Let's start with the looks.
Front end, razor sharp, Blazer-esque.
Yeah, it looks good, but it still looks very Chevrolet, which is why I like the looks of the Buick Envista more.
And this being an active trim, I went on the Chevy website and I was looking between the RS and the LT and the active, and I was just going back and forth. I'm like, what is the real difference here? There is the smallest difference in bumpers and then basically the wheels, and as far as I can tell, that's about it.
Do you like the wheels?
I do, they're okay. Like, they're not great, but there's nothing wrong with them, they're black.
Okay, with winter coming up, I am putting on my winter tires this week. You guys should go out and do that too. Get some Continental winter tires. What would be the Continental recommended winter tire for the Trax?
The Viking Contact 7, or year-round would be the Cross Contact LX25.
Would you feel comfortable driving this in winter front-wheel drive in Viking Contact 7s?
Absolutely, I would.
Exactly.
Yeah, I used to have a front-wheel drive car with winter tires. It's been a while since I've owned a front-wheel drive car, but it was fine. But back to those looks, we also got this spicy mustard yellow paint. I believe it's called Nitro Yellow Metallic.
The color is good.
Exactly.
Chevrolet has always had good colors in their economy cars.
Like the spark and all that kind of stuff,
those
fun colors.
Those were the best colors they've ever produced. And then the body lines, chill, good reflection. We got plastic cladding, whatever. I wouldn't want it to be color matched, I don't think.
And I expected way more plastic cladding on the Active. Just, Active to me is some rugged outdoor thing, but it's really not for some reason.
Yeah.
And then moving around to the back, it's, I don't know, looks pretty decent back there, nothing crazy.
The taillights are kind of interesting.
Yeah, but they're not LEDs, which is kind of surprising, but again, price point, so.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of these on the road, and I'm just it looks all right. It looks kind of like a weird CX-50, I think.
Okay, I can see that vibe, but compared to the previous Trax, I think this is the glow up of the century for Chevys.
Yeah, it's compared to that last Traverse, because everything looked like the old Traverse Trax, and that was a bad look for Chevy.
Yeah, that was the full rental spec look, and this is no longer that, I think.
Yeah, until
these are all the
looking.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay.
And then wait, what does it sound like?
From the outside. Sounds like a 1.2 liter 3-banger, Yuri. And inside! That was very slow to downshift. It's kind of quiet in here, not as quiet as that Buick Envista, because we don't have noise cancellation or anything like that in here, but it's totally fine.
This is just a Civic competitor.
It is a front-wheel drive Civic-esque vehicle, but it's actually really a HRV competitor, Yuri, without the all-wheel drive system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is,
I
is
know.
the biggest part.
Yes, and the Civic is actually priced very similarly to this.
This is a Civic competitor.
Okay, but back to that Active thing. So again, back to the Chevy website. Yuri, I could not come up with a better description for this vehicle. ChatGPT literally could not come up with a better description for this vehicle.
What is it?
Muscular and monochromatic. Active will help you announce your presence wherever your hustle takes you.
Yeah, man. Honestly, marketing people get paid too much to
ChatGPT literally couldn't do that.
To come up with nonsense. But you know what? I'm sure it works.
Yeah. You know what? Let's pull over. I'm going to see what ChatGPT actually says. Okay. Describe the Chevy Trax Activ in one sentence. The Chevy Trax Activ is a compact crossover that combines urban agility with off-road inspired styling and features.
Yeah, see, they got to spice that up a bit.
Exactly.
Run that through the thesaurus.
Good job marketing.
Click shake corner.
Got me.
You did it. You did it yourself.
Oh, did it? Oh, because the shifter's so long.
I didn't do it.
No. Damn.
Yeah, you put yourself an L.
I did.
L is for loser.
L for loser.
Unlike S for subscribe, but that's motor mouth. We can't steal that.
Oh,
that's
man.
a really good subscribe prompt. Should we bring back a subscribe prompt?
Yeah. Top-down subscription break. It's not a convertible.
You gotta pull my top down.
All right, let's go through Cliche Corner, but before we do that, the suspension is actually really comfortable, totally fine for daily driving.
Drive half on gravel.
For a front-wheel drive car,
Yeah.
that was pretty good. And front-wheel drive, this price point, it's an SUV. Let's be real, anyone that's looking for this car probably doesn't own a cottage, right? Like 30 grand-ish, you don't have a cottage.
No, you know what? Old people who bought a cottage when it was cheap
Yes.
would buy this
True.
now.
Yes.
Because as young and hip as this looks, it is for people, it's not for people who are young and hip, it's for old people with bad hips.
Yeah, and didn't sell their house, so they've made all the money, but they haven't
Yeah.
actually made the money. It's like, it's paper money. It's like when you're trading and
Yeah,
don't
they
actually
can,
sell.
yeah.
Okay, Cliche Corner. Ooh, sick M5 or X5. Here we go. It's not that bad. The way it leans in and it's front wheel drive, like I'm flat out.
It's not the worst.
No, it's really not.
Handling wise.
It's very similar to that Buick, basically identical. Tire
Yeah,
squeal.
it's like it's got a good little safety blanket in there.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it, Yuri. You get in this driver's seat now.
Yeah, I'll see if I like it more than the Buick.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, right?
It is, and we haven't even talked about this interior yet. Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
You turn the wheel, it goes woo, 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 woo.
It doesn't have a limited slip differential.
Yeah, I mean it's like slow, but it's not like
it's car.
painfully slow. I feel like this feels better than a
Corolla Cross.
Nissan Sentra.
Yeah,
CVT
yes.
automatic,
Yes,
like because this
agreed.
is or CVT, yeah, because this is automatic.
Yeah, this is a 9-speed auto. It's not the worst.
I would rather have 3-cylinder than CVT. I said it in the Buick. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
3-cylinder auto instead of CVT.
4-cylinder.
4-cylinder that isn't like tuned for sportiness.
I don't mind the Civic.
Unless it's the WRX CVT.
Yeah, that was like the best CVT. But
Yeah.
I don't mind the Civic in its current configuration with CVT.
And through Cliche Corner, yeah, nice little front wheel drive.
Definitely car.
Definitely, there are definitely much worse cars.
Yes.
Vehicles.
Okay, going through there, dude, my elbows, these have to be the hardest padded door panel things I've ever experienced. Ever.
Points for Buick.
Yeah, actually, though, for real, that is the one point that I will give the Buick over this is the softness of the elbow rests.
Okay, looking inside here, first thing I noticed, we got little yellow acid green accents, kind of like that old Kona that we reviewed like 7 years ago.
That's right, spicing it up, active.
And then besides that, it looks like we've got the two Buick screens, except they are shaped differently.
And they're separate physically as well, even though they were in the Buick, but they molded them together.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure it works exact same with nothing you can change in the middle.
Exactly.
We've got our traction control on the left menu at all times.
Yeah, and then we have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. All of that works flawlessly, I would say. We've got a backup camera as well, which kind of fades in kind of nicely, just like the Buick did.
Yeah, no 360 camera. Do you like wireless Apple CarPlay still? Because in my Mazda, my wife uses wireless, I use wired. At one point, we tried to both use wireless.
Yeah.
And like interfering, like I think when you and your spouse share a car and has wireless, sometimes I'll sit in the driveway and just before I start driving, it'll connect to her phone. So I'm putting directions into her phone and then I drive off.
Yeah, okay, that is a bit of a challenge.
She's on a work call and then all of a sudden, like, I'm in a car, like, hearing some...
You know what?
some
I will
business
take 7,000 skids of sod. Oh, man.
Bro, I
Cottage.
could definitely get through a cottage.
For sure.
This can do as much off-roading as anyone needs to in Ontario, I think.
For cottages.
For cottage, yeah, for a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like you could get like you could probably go, if you got stuck on the highway in traffic, you could probably use this to drive along the middle and get out.
Probably.
Show the video of people doing that in Brampton. This could have done it.
Yes, for sure. Okay, back to this interior though. Gloss black kind of everywhere, which kind of sucks. The Buick didn't really have that.
That's very Chevy.
It is. And then we got the exact same buttons on the steering wheel as we had in the Buick and many other GM products.
Radio controls on Civic.
That's right.
Okay, and climate, the climate. We got hard buttons for climate, and like these things are a little like rickety, but like, you know, it is a Chevrolet.
It is slightly cheaper looking and feeling than the Buick.
But look what you pointed out to me. We can have air go to the top, to the front, and to the feet all at once. A car to be able to do that's pretty wild.
That is a premium feature.
If you're an engineer who understands why so many HVAC systems won't let you go
all three,
like let me know. Sometimes I just want up here
yeah.
and here, but it's like, nah, man, you can go feet and up here, but never here and here.
And then we've got heated seats, no cooled. We've got like a blank button, but I don't know if any trims have cooled, just like the Avenir Buick that we had as well. And then we do have a bunch of cheap plastics like up here. This is very Chevrolet up here.
Yeah, bro, this is the most Chevy. See that? You know what? Buick wouldn't do that.
I mean, I'm sure they probably would. But then we got this cool texture up here, which isn't like that Buick pattern. And then the rest of this, the seats are really comfortable. I feel like there's a little bit more bolstering than in that Buick.
This is very nice, and this is like...
And that even has power lumbar, forward and back.
I wouldn't expect up and down, even though it would be nice to have.
But still, it actually has lumbar, and that's a power seat on the driver's side. Things that I'm impressed by.
No memory, though.
No.
Okay, little sunroof. I like little sunroofs.
Yeah. What about the visors?
I bet you they'll slide.
I don't think so.
2, 1.
Fail. Yeah, the Buick failed too. Throw the car out.
I feel like we haven't like ripped the visor off in a while.
No, I think quality control on visors has gone up since we've entered the automotive space.
Next Volkswagen video, I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
I don't care. Thomas,
I'm gonna use 2 hands.
I'm coming for you. How's the sound system? You've been blasting your rap music on your Sirius XMs?
No, not really. It's okay. It's okay. And then down here we've got a wireless charger, more gloss black, and then we have our cup holders, which totally passed today. No problem.
No problem. I mean, maybe the
drinks that
spill will make it dirty, but whatever.
Yeah, I tried with the small. It was totally fine.
This armrest, look at this position. I haven't talked about this in a while, but like the armrests, if I get an elbow pad,
yeah,
that would be good for the left side.
Yeah.
But like both my hands touch. Man, they could not have made this any harder.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like, yeah, how are we gonna sell more Buicks?
Yeah.
Make the worst armrest ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's shockingly bad. Like, what is this? And although we do have a lot of plastics in here, if you wanted to spice up this interior, bring it up to the level of a Buick, you know what you need in here?
Instead of TuxMat.
Go to TuxMat.com/TheStraightPipes to see what they have for your car.
Yeah, my kid's been playing in sandboxes at parks and just like causing a huge mess in her shoes.
Yeah.
And TuxMat cleans it all up.
Exactly.
I love it in my Mazda.
It's actually fantastic.
Thank you. But yeah, you said a lot of room in the back for you, and that's something that you complain about in every car.
Yeah.
But
and
not here.
Exactly. And then a decent amount of room in the trunk. I think I'm just going to visually say that it looks like it's more than what was in that Buick because it's not a sport back or whatever.
And then this gauge cluster is actually a really nice design.
Yeah. It's a little laggy here and there, I've noticed, but whatever.
Doesn't matter where red line is because I'm not going to shift with my up down on the shifter.
Yeah.
They make it so bad, so like you'll never use it, but it's there, so you can't complain about it. I guess if you need to like go down a hill for like 10 kilometers in second gear instead of riding the brakes.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so overall, I think it is a great Civic competitor that's slightly raised in a class of cars that probably sells more than sedans.
Yes.
Not mad at it. Let's get to the price.
This one is $30,554.
All right, so this is less than a Civic.
Yes, it is.
So who do you think's buying this over a Civic? Like people who hate imports, right?
Someone who wants a raised ride height to have the appearance of being in an SUV or CUV,
and is fine with front-wheel drive only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like,
and it looks good. I will say that.
Is there any reason to get an Envista over this? Maybe if you're like extra old?
I literally think there's no reason to. This does, okay, the power trunk on the Envista and the elbow rest, that's the only 2 things that has over this, and the Envista costs so much more.
I feel like I'd rather have a Buick though than like a Trax.
No, I'd rather have a Trax.
Because like, okay, like what's gonna be worth more money down the line, this or a Civic?
This.
Is this gonna retain more value than a Civic?
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know why, but go to tsp.truecar.com for discounted price offers if you are shopping for any of those, if you're cross-shopping those, maybe even a Civic as well.
Yeah, anyways, it's a cool car. There's really nothing really wrong with it.
All right,
Good
let
job.
us know what you guys think of this car, but I actually like it for the price.
Go buy a Buick.